Hello. Continuation on my topic, how to change your life effortlessly. Today about relationship foundations. I'm going to give you good relationship habits you can't go without. And I'm actually going to give you 6 of them. And I suggest that you take a piece of paper and write them down and then check yourself against them, on a regular basis, day by day by day. As I always say, there are small things that make a big difference in the end, especially when you perform them on a regular basis, daily, and they become habits. And once they are habits, you just perform them automatically and you can't go wrong. So, good habits, that's the way to go. And good relationship habits, you can't go without. They are just so important. Now, if we were to live in some sort of a perfect world, which we obviously don't, and we are not perfect either, thank God for that, then we would first take care of ourselves before we actually enter a relationship. What I mean by that is that you need to find your place in this world, your purpose in this world, and your direction in this world, and you know where you're going, what is your aim in your life. And according to all that, then you look for people to join you on your journey. And these are the people that you're going to, create some sort of relationships with. So it's good to be intentional about your relationships and set for yourself some goals for your relationships. But the way the world is, the way our lives are, they're mostly more messy than not. Things happen to us often, not planned, and we just meet the life head on, and what happens happens. And then we find ourselves in certain situations, in certain relationships that we sort of might struggle with. But regardless of whether you're looking to create new relationships, whether you're already in a relationship that's maybe not as good as you would like it to be, maybe you're in a relationship that you sort of wonder whether you should stay in it or leave. Just write down these 6 good relationship habits you can't go without and check them on a daily basis and try to behave in a way that sort of corresponds with all these 6 good habits. And I think that, your relationships will improve, and your clarity about a relationship, what you want out of it, is it a good one or not, whether you should stay or leave. And even when you form and create new relationship, which way do you want to go, which person do you want to include, will be much, much clearer to you. And that clarity would bring you, peace of mind, much more enjoyment in life, and many more pleasant things will happen in your relationships. So which are these 6 good relationship habits? Number 1, always assume a good intention. Never doubt a good intention. And what I mean by that, when you're in a relationship, you're obviously in a relationship with a person that sort of loves you, cares for you, whatever else, has your interest at their heart. Or if that's not the case, obviously you should not be in that relationship. But we are just talking about normal relationships, and those people that you are in a relationship with, they care for you, they have your interest at their heart. So always assume a good intention on their part. Never doubt the good intention. And that way you will sort of save yourself from so much headache, struggling about things. Why did they do that? How could they do that? They shouldn't have done this to me, and stuff like that, and on and on and on. They're not doing it on purpose to harm you or to cause you damage. Far from that. They have a good intention for you, okay? So whatever happens, things that come out, things that occur, they are not because of a bad intention. Always assume a good intention, never doubt it. And when you are always starting from that point of view, the things that happen, you will understand them much better, and they will not harm you. Okay, this is rule number 1. Don't doubt a good intention. Then we have a rule number 2, which is always keep communication open. That is so very important. I know that sometimes you're stressed, sometimes you don't have time to talk to that other person who wants to talk to you at that particular point in time. That's all understandable, that's all life. But never just close down, never cut off the communication. Always say, look, whatever it is, I'm happy to talk to you, but now is not a good time. Let's, reschedule it or whatever else. Yeah, I'd love to talk to you. I'd love to talk about this, but we just have to do it a little bit later or maybe tomorrow or whenever. Leave the communication open. Always leave the communication open. The good habit number 3, don't criticize. Be curious instead, okay? Criticizing, it's such a dampener and such a sort of hurtful tool in any relationship. You cannot go much worse than criticizing the other person in a relationship. Don't do it. We are just all human beings, okay? Nobody's perfect. Don't criticize. Be curious instead. What I mean is, instead of saying, oh, you shouldn't have done this, you shouldn't have done that, you shouldn't have said it like that, be curious. Say, look, I wonder, why did you do that? I wonder, how did that thing come about? I wonder, what prompted you to do this or say that or whatever. Just use this word, I wonder, or whatever else it is that you express your curiosity with, and you'll see what wonders that does, how much it improves the way that you communicate. And then another rule, very important rule, don't threaten in the relationship. Never use threats like, I'm going to leave you, I'm going to, put an end to this relationship, I'm going to move out and take the kids with me, or whatever it is. Don't threaten. Once you start threatening, even if you don't mean it, it's there. That threat is always there. It hangs above and inside that relationship. It can never be written off. And maybe it's not going to happen tomorrow, but one day it's going to happen and you will leave, or that other person will leave. But you started it all by threatening, and maybe you did not even mean it, okay? So don't do it. Don't threaten in a relationship. And then, I've got another rule for you, which is a really, really important rule, which is always be genuine. Which I mean is, in a relationship, just, when you have a good relationship with somebody or want to have a good relationship, just be genuine, be yourself, don't pretend, show your vulnerability. There is nothing better in a relationship that when you're vulnerable, when you're sad, when you're crying, whatever, you just show it, don't hide it. Don't sort of assume a certain sort of a pose that's not you, a certain sort of a position that's, presenting something else. Just be yourself, be genuine, show your vulnerability, and it will go a long, long way to sort of, lay the foundations for a good, prosperous, beneficial relationship. And there is another thing, and this will be number 6. It would be, first connect before you correct. Connect and first and correct after. Okay? So there are obviously occasions in every relationship when you have to tell somebody that, this thing was sort of not done okay. It did not come out in the right way. It was not correct in a certain circumstances. But before you do that, you are going to connect with that person. You are going to show them with your expression, with your words, that you care for them, that you love them, whatever else, that you have the interest in your heart. And then you're going to come up with the thing that you want to correct. And again, the effect of it will be totally different than if you just come up and correct, all over the place. Or as I said before, do not criticize, be curious instead. So look, this is like just something, these are like some sort of relationship foundations that I think that you should lay down in any relationship that you have. And I think that you should actually write them down on a piece of paper and have them like a checklist, and just, check them on a daily basis. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It doesn't take a long time to do it. Just go quickly through them and see whether this is the way that you behave. Because if it isn't, you should correct yourself. You should work on yourself all the time. Once you're in your relationship, it doesn't mean that you just, that's it. You're just there and everything is okay and you can be the same forever for as long as you're in this relationship. No, you have to contribute to this relationship by working on yourself every day, bit by bit by bit, so that it can contribute always something fresh, something new, and sort of keep the relationship vibrant and going, you know? So I might just recap quickly these six sort of relationship rules. So that would be number one, don't doubt good intention. Number two, keep communication open. Number three, don't criticize, be curious instead. Number four, connect before correcting. Number five, always be genuine. Be genuine at all times. And then there is one more that I have to look up that I sort of forgot. Just give me 1 sec. I'm just going to look it up. No. Oh, of course. How could I have forgotten that? Don't threaten in a relationship, okay? So these are your 6 rules. Write them down. And they are a very, very good foundation for excellent, beneficial relationships. And all you need to look for really is, is something working for me? Is this beneficial to me? Be pragmatic in life. If something is beneficial to you, if something is working for you, then it's good for you. And then you should do your best to sort of advance it and, put your effort into it to keep it on the same level or even better. This is all from me for today. And thank you for spending a bit of time with me. And I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.